Good morning. It is 5:31 a.m. on September 4th, 2020. So the first thing that happened this morning when I woke up was I grabbed my phone and I checked Twitter because I've put the app back on my phone. Which, today Twitter shook me. And it wasn't for the usual reasons. It wasn't politics or world news. It was news that was a lot more personal. And I'm not really sure how to talk about it because I don't really know how to frame these kinds of things. So I guess I'll just get into it. I had a friend named Vincent Trigley. I'm not actually sure that's how it was pronounced. I never met Vincent. He's an online friend. He's a writer. He wrote science fiction and fantasy. And I knew him online for a really long time. I mean, I'm pretty sure I met him on Kboards, which was an old Kindle publishing industry forum. Used to be a big deal. I left after a while, and Vincent found me on Twitter, as a few people from Kboards have, and he just stuck around. Vincent, we talked the last few years fairly frequently. He's a marathon runner, and when I was trying to jog and, not being very good at it, he always had advice and so much enthusiasm for it. He obviously loved his family. He loved writing, and he was very religious. He was a Christian. Or maybe, was he Christian? Yeah, I mean, he was Christian. I'm not sure which. Anyway, he died. He just died. And he wasn't very old. It occurs to me now, trying to talk about him, how little I know about so many of my internet friends. I don't know exactly how old he was. I don't know what happened. It's very abrupt, given that, he was a young runner. Certainly nothing expected. I don't think anybody ever expects these things, and it's rather, even when you do expect death, it is startling. It is abrupt. Vincent was a good guy. We definitely disagreed on things. A lot of things. He didn't want to fit himself into the easy categories that American politics have defined for us. And but you could say some of his viewpoints were conservative. I have known so few religious people and so few conservatives, honestly, who love everybody, regardless of where they come from, what they believe, who they are. I mean, on any side, all people of any ideological leanings, it is hard to love people regardless of who they are. You have to make a deliberate choice to do it. And honestly, I'm not as good at it as Vincent was. Because even though Vincent made comments to me that were clear that he wouldn't make certain life choices that I have, he was still nice about it. He was still supportive, and he still just wanted to love. And I want to do that. I want to love people as deliberately and consciously and genuinely as Vincent did. I didn't attend. I watched a recording of the live stream of his funeral this morning, which is why, even though I've been up for over an hour, I'm just getting to the video. I spent a while watching Vincent's service. And what a strange thing to try to parse the presence of someone who has been in your life for years, whose conversation you've always enjoyed, and just looking at a video and seeing a church and hearing people talk about him, and he's gone. I guess I'm just making this video because I think that people deserve to know when someone good walked with us, and Vincent was good. If you like science fiction and fantasy, you can try his books. Look up his name, Vincent Trigley. I'll link it in the comments because I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, and it'll be a lot easier to just go look for yourself. So if you like science fiction and fantasy, maybe pick up a couple of his books and support his family. And even if they're not your cup of tea, you can know that you supported an author who was just a really good person. Anytime death happens, there's so many complicated feelings. Because Vincent was an online friend, my thoughts of him are really distilled to a few categories. It's like writing, running, and religion, because he was a pastor. And I have a very uncomfortable relationship with Western religions and religions in general. I was raised not going to church regularly, but by Roman Catholic parents. I was raised among a lot of really religious friends. I had a lot of friends who were Mormon, and I spent time at Mormon dances and at Mormon churches. Protestants, Baptists, other Catholics, and most of my associations with these religions are negative, because everywhere I rubbed up against them, it was made clear that the kind of person I was, the kind of person I am, is not the kind of person who, being gay, being supportive of transgender people, being radical in my politics, very left. It was clear that the kind of people I am isn't welcome. So I sat in on Vincent's service, and since he was a pastor, it was very religious. And the other pastors who worked with him were ministering, and it doesn't really speak to me for various reasons. And I was watching this video of my friend that I'm not going to get to talk to ever again. And they played part of one of his sermons. And Vincent ministered about love. Just love. They described him as being a very foundational preacher who would always go to the absolute basics of love God and love others. I think that if all the religions that I have come across in my life, if all the churches I've interacted with, if all of the religious influences that I'd had were like Vincent, love God, love others, I think I would be a very different person. I wish that religion was always like that. I am going to try to love even harder this week, this year, years to come. I'm not really sure how to transition out of that. It's pretty big on my mind. It's not the only thing on my mind. I've actually had a really nice couple of days here. Just spending a lot of time with my family, being very productive. It's really nice. I feel really lucky that we're all together and that I'm getting to enjoy writing and art. So I guess that's all I have to say today. It is almost the weekend. Today's Friday, so just got to get through today, and then it's a little bit of time off. And oh boy, we could all use a little bit of time off. Do something today that shows your love for the people in your life. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. I know I don't usually tell you things to do during my daily videos. Why would I? I'm just here to monologue about what I'm up to. But if I can ask you to do anything today, I guess I'd just ask you to show love to someone in your life today. And I hope you have a good Friday. I'll talk to you guys this weekend. Bye.